I know a lot of women who went into relationships, not because the guy was their type, but because the guy looks like he has a promising future, the guy's life is stable, the guy is responsible, the guy is caring, the guy is always cracking jokes. He's just fun to be with. But the guy is not their type. And the people around that girl will say, "What do you see in this person? He is not your type. He doesn't suit you. What are you doing with him?" I am telling you, the day that guy says to that girl, "I don't want you anymore," he was not her type. But after she has fallen in love with this person, when he says, "I don't want you anymore," she cries a river. And her friends don't understand where the tears are coming from. But it is because this person ended up falling for that person that she didn't love, because she was spending time with that person. It is like that with God. We are ugly in the eyes of God because we are sinners. But the more time we spend with God is the more time He overlooks our mistakes. When you are busy praying every day, repeating the same prayer, He gets used to that. He starts to accommodate you. The more time you spend in the presence of the Lord is the more God starts to see you as a beautiful child of God. Psalm 91 verse 1. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. It is important to be in the presence of God. But guys, don't think that to be in the presence of God is just for you to say, "Hey, let me pray," and then you are already in the presence of God. It is a long distance. You don't get there on the first day. It is something that you practice. You practice the presence of God. For every step that you take towards Jesus Christ, you need to take 2 more steps in the strengthening of your moral character. Because now you will be thinking you are taking a step towards God. And you are thinking that you are praying in spirit, as Ephesians 6 verse 18 says, "Pray in the spirit at all times and on every occasion." So now, for you to be in the spirit that is the presence of God. But you can be in the spirit but not be in the presence of God. Remember that. That's why it is important to take 2 more steps towards the strengthening of your moral character. Because you might get in the spirit, but you find yourself that you are in the spirit of pride. You might get in the spirit, but you think you are in the presence of God, but you are in the spirit of lust. You might think that you are in the presence of God when you are in the spirit, but you are in the wrong spirit. You are in spirit, yes, but you are not in the spirit of God. So for every step that you take towards Jesus Christ, you need to take 2 more steps towards the strengthening of your moral character. Check the fruits of the Spirit so that you can be able to enter into the presence of God. Luke 6 verse 12. One of those days, Jesus went to a mountainside to pray and spent the night praying to God. You know, a lot of people can ask themselves, "Hey, what is this guy saying to God for the whole night? Doesn't he run out of topics? What is he saying to God for the whole night?" He's just reading the Bible, doing a prayer, reading the Bible, meditating on the word, thinking about God. So he used to spend a lot of time in the presence of God. For every step that you take towards God, you need to take 2 more steps towards the strengthening of your moral character, or else you will be pulled by other spirits. You will think you are in the presence of God while you are not. John 15, from verse 4, going down. "Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me." You cannot do anything without God. You must abide in the vine, abide in Jesus Christ. "If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers." You will get thrown away. Don't think after you have accepted Jesus, think you have Jesus permanently. No, you need to stay in the presence of Jesus so that you can be able to bear fruit. "And the branches are gathered and thrown into the fire and burned. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. If now you abide, if you abide in him, ask whatever you wish. Don't think that you can just ask while you are in the flesh. No, you must always be in spirit so that you will be able to ask. You must always be in the presence of God so that you may be able to ask. If you are not in the presence of God, you won't get anything. You will get nothing. If you abide in me, my words abide in you. My words. If now you are reading the word of God every day, these words, they abide in you. Then when the word is in you, you can ask whatever you want and God will give it to you. By this, my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit and so prove to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. Commandments of Jesus Christ. He is the God of love. He is teaching us to have love. So when you have love in you, you are abiding in God. The Bible is just here to remind you that you need to love your neighbor. It's just here to remind you that it's not a problem to be an idiot in front of people's eyes, but in front of God, you are smart. The Bible is here to remind you to live according to the fruits of the Spirit. The more you stay in the presence of God, is the more you are able to get and benefit from God. I hope you understand this. Khotso, a e be le lena.